Amazing. Okay, so here we have three letters, Dalet, Vav, and Dalet.
If David.
It could be very good. If there was a dot above the middle Vav, it would actually read Dod. We'll learn how that happens, but it will mean an uncle. However, if you have those funny lines under it, it means David or David. It means a whole different thing with it, just change of a few different dots. I would say, if I had to give you one rule before we start this part, is slow and slow. Slow and accurate. Slow and attentive. Slowly. I mean to say is take it slow.
Right.
Take your time with it. Be attentive to the details of it. You'll be able to speed up later. We're going to tend to try to grab more, try to guess ahead. Don't do that. Take it slow. It's different. It's not like riding a bike. You jump on the bike. As long as you ride, there's almost not much to learn. As long as you get the hang of it, you're done. So it's much more like I don't know, maybe a magic trick, right? Where you take it and you throw it.
Wow.
And you have to practice it slowly. Eventually, you can be pretty smooth with the trick, but it's something that you want to start slow. If you try to do it fast, you're not gonna do it. I basically just put a little sound effect and made like I threw this coin. We'll do it one more time just for the effect. Ready? Okay, here we go.
I have a question.
Go for it before we start.
How come, in books, there are no vowels when it could be two totally different words?
Because if it says, my Dode took me to the park, probably doesn't mean my David, right? It means my uncle. If it says, my uncle David, you would know it means David. That is, once you have the language, you'd be able to do that. Don't worry about it. It's another step, and it's something that will come if you were doing that. If you were memorizing, let's say you were learning the Shema, you would get used to reading the Shema, and you don't pay attention to the detailed vowels because you know the prayer already, etc. But right now we're doing the first step, which is to learn how to read, to make the blending, to learn the vowel sounds and blend them. I'm going to try to introduce it in a simple way. Start from the very, very core or the basic skill of blending in general. And here I'm going to give you an example. This is a slide that I made. It's not a JLI slide, but I felt it was helpful. We have two letters here. The letter bet. Hello, Samantha. You're just in time. The letter bet and the letter tough. Okay? The letter bet on its own, it makes the letter tough on its own makes, it's almost like the letter B and the letter T. However, if you put this vowel under the bet, instead of the B, it becomes ba. If you put this vowel under the bet, instead of the B, it becomes be. So this word will actually be bat, and this word will be bet. The vowel that we put under the letter gives the letter, I guess like a microphone, how the letter should sound out. Instead of being a very short sound like the T at the end, which is just a short T, it becomes it's sounded out in a longer way, depending on the vowel.
Why does it say bat instead of bat? B-A-T and not B-O.
Because the sound ah is an American sound. The ah sound is not one of the vowels. Ah, like when you open your mouth and say ah, that is one of the vowels. It's hard for Hebrew school kids. They often confuse the two because ah is something that we use a lot as the A sound, so it's more of the O. Now, I'm just giving you an example of the blending. Some people have a hard time with just the very concept of adding a vowel to the letter and sounding out the letter itself in different forms. And I'm trying to give you that example here. I made another slide just for fun. This is the same two letters, and actually in 7 different ways. And these are all of the vowels in the Hebrew language. It could be bot, bait, bet, boat, beat, boot, and bit. Today, we're going to just learn 3 sounds. Lesson 4, we're going to learn the next 3. And lesson 5, we're going to learn the final one and some exceptions to Hebrew reading to wrap up.
And at the end, we'll be fully confused.
I hope you won't be confused at all. Hopefully, it'll be less memory and more just getting the concept of the skill, because there is less to memorize here. Okay, let's jump into our actual. I'm going to introduce our first vowel. The vowel also has a name. The name is kamatz. And as you hear, if you actually pronounce that word, kamatz, it actually has the ah sound twice. Kamatz. kamatz. This sound kamatz, or this vowel kamatz, this microphone, when put under any letter, it takes that sound and gives it an ah at the end. For example, oh, here we go. So the hint for this vowel is if you see this line, if maybe a line with like something holding it up, this will be under the letter, and think of it as a tongue depressor. When the doctor says, open up and say, ah, open wide and say, ah, it's the ah. These are all letters, but we're gonna take them slow.
That's this, right?
That's that, you got it, exactly.
30
So kamatz,
31A.
31, yes. Kamatz aleph is ah. Kamatz bet is ba. Kamatz vet is va. Kamatz gimel, ga. Kamatz dalet is da. Ha, like ha ha. Va. Za. Cha. Ta, that's what I call my dad. Ya. Ka. Chaf. Cha. Final chaf. Cha again. Lamed. La. Mem is ma. Na. Sa. Ah. Pa. Pa. Fa. Sa. Very good. Ka. Ra. Sha. You hear that? Ra. Sha. Sa. Very good.
Wait, what was that one? I missed that.
Sin.
Sa.
Sa. Sa.
So it's Sha and Sa.
Sha. Sa. Ta. Sa. Quickly, it's abagada hava zachata yakala kalama. No, I'm kidding. Okay, here we go. This is, we're gonna, when you see it like this, it's easier because the letters also ring easier with you because of the order. We're gonna mix them up in the next slide and do a little bit together as well. This is just, it's the same one vowel, but the letters are a little bit scrambled or very scrambled. Let's do this together and listen to ourselves. Start from the top. No, na, bet, reish, fei, Zion. Okay, let's take it one step at a time. Lamed is la. Fei, final fei. Ba. Shin. Ayin. Ah. It's just ah. It's almost like the sound itself. That's why they say an ayin is silent, because if you sound out the vowel as an ah sound, then the ayin doesn't do anything. But really the vowel is nothing. It just tells every letter what to make. The ayin, it says make ah, the bet, it says make ba, etc. Tet, ta, cha, 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 ta, va, ha, pa, ka, ta, ga, sa, ma, a, dalet, v, k, sa, and this is the, it's not a sin to be a lefty, and cha,
What is the
the sin,
the one before that?
Dorothy, sama,
Oh,
what would it make?
Sa.
Sa, very good.
What's Sa?
Sa,
Sa, sa, the same.
it's sa, sa, exactly, sa, sa, cha. You're going to tend to try to do it faster. It's better to pay attention, vowel, the letter, with time. Okay,
This is
here,
going too fast for me.
okay, we're gonna try to slow this down a little bit. We want everyone to be in, and we do have time. We're not covering that much ground in one lesson, okay? On this slide, you'll see similar to the bot slide where there was a short ending sound. Here you'll have the same thing where every word has a short ending sound. For example, here, aleph is ah, and then, so the word is ach, ach, ach. In every Hebrew letter, in every Hebrew word, whenever there is a vowel, each vowel is its own syllable. So almost in this case, block out the chet and just pronounce ah, add the chet and pronounce ach.
I don't understand. I thought that's sing.
No, oh, the top one,
Oh, you're doing the top one?
the top.
Oh,
Sorry, the very top. You see, it says ah, and
yeah,
then,
that I understand.
so what would it, how would it read?
Ah,
Ach, like ach, ach and vein. whatever. Okay, the next one, the
Dog.
word is actually
Dog.
Dog.
dag, almost like a dog. Dag, which means a fish in Hebrew. Dag, dag,
Ba.
ba. Okay, here we come to a rule, pretty straightforward, simple rule. The aleph doesn't add anything.
Right.
It's ba. It ends with an aleph sound. If it had a hey or an ayin, it would do the same thing. Ba, ba, and ba. I'm going to show it to you in the next slide, just for fun. I threw it out there. The aleph, hey, and ayin, it will somewhat come natural to you. This isn't like rocket science, but you should just know these letters, when there is no vowel, which will happen, no other letter will you find without a vowel. But these letters, and one more, which I'll show you in a moment, when there is no vowel, they just don't exist. So we go back here, we saw our ba, it's ba. We saw our ka, it's ka. We go here, we go bar, like bar mitzvah, or right, bar, a good drink in the bar. Okay, let's go back here. There's one more thing I'm going to show you, and that is when there is a yud, it is silent as well. If it's generally it's silent, there's one case like the word chay. Imagine this is cha, chay. It gives a little sound, but really aleph, hey, ayin, and yud are the four letters that sometimes don't have a vowel, and they're meant to be ignored. I mean, they make up the word. You know, if you get used to the word, you will never see the word ba without an aleph at the end. Ba means to come, but the aleph is completely silent. So let's continue along. The last word was bar.
Bar.
This is a sin, so it's
Sa.
sa, smelly sa. Let's split it up. Ma, mar. Mar means bitter. It's a tea kettle. Hot. Very good. Samantha, are you with us?
Yeah.
Great.
Ah.
This one here. Very good. It is.
Ah.
Start from the right side. Give us the first letter. Ah. Ah. It means a brother again. We had it there. Very good. Zav. Zav. Mar. It's a similar word we had before. This is the one that we said the yud does something.
Die.
This is die. Like die, like
Die.
die, die. This it means enough. Die means enough. We're done.
Sha.
This is a she's always right. Shav. Shav. And then
Kash.
kash. Kash means listen or attention. Kash. This is it. This is the whole Hebrew reading. A few different sounds, but this, I mean to say the skill of blending is in this one slide where you took some words that you added a vowel to them and some words that you just kept them quite straightforward, quite short. This is the whole thing. We're going to now go into each vowel and hash it out. Yes.
It said that when you doesn't have any vowel, you ignore it.
Let me show you just for fun these two. Aleph, ayin, and hey without a vowel is completely ignored. Yud without a vowel is almost always ignored, except it says over here when it's at the end of a word, like die. I don't know if there may be examples where it's not the case. Like for example, if it was day, okay, you know what, let's not get there. The point is that generally speaking, at the end of a word, the yud does do something, we'll point it out, like the word chai, right, life. That's a standard example where it's a chet, with that kamatz under it, cha, and then a little yud at the end to make the chai.
These letters that we ignore, they always appear at the end of the word.
They could be in the middle as well. We just had very short words, so that's why you never saw it. Okay, we'll find out. The skill is like a magic trick. You start very slow, but it's the same exact thing. You do it enough times, and no one will even notice that you're reading. It'll just be natural. Okay, let's do this. Let's broaden our horizons a little bit and read some three-letter words. Here you see that all of the words have vowels under them, except for the final letter. Generally, that's how it's going to be. If there's a certain, like almost system, you'll get used to it. You won't expect anything different. This means a good chicken soup.
Marach.
Marak. Marak is a soup. This one will know. Adam or Adam in English. Adam. Let's try not to do it too quick. Adam. So it's Adam. You can also say Adam. Adam. Same thing. Adam. Okay, this one we know as well. Hebrew word. We're reading words here. Rosh Hashanah. That means year. Shana. Shana Tova. Here we go. This means like disgusting. The last letter is a samach, the circle samach. Namas. Namas. Sounds like a Spanish word, right? Could it be? Namas? I don't know. To me, without knowing Spanish, it sounds like. Our next word here means a wing. The last letter is a final face. Fe. Kanaf. 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 What's this one here? It has a silent aleph at the end. Sama.
Oh, Sama.
It means very thirsty. Sama. Barad. These are all Hebrew words. Really cool. Barad means hail. It's one of the 10 plagues. Barad. Zacha. Zacha. Yavan. If you remember this on the first class, I showed you Yud Vav Final. Yavan. Greek. Bara. Bara. To create. The word bara means to create. Who knows where the word abracadabra comes from? Abracadabra is Aramaic, which is a slight deviation from Hebrew, and it means abra, I will make kidabra with my speech or as I speak. It's actually Aramaic. That's how you say, I will make as I speak. Abracadabra. So bara we got here. Okay, here we have a 4-letter word, but it's only 3 syllables. Very good. Each vowel is its own syllable. So it's just 3. Ha, ra, ma. And each one could be pronounced on its own. Ha, ra, ma. Okay, let's do another one of the same thing. Our class is too fast. Let's take it slow. Ha, ra, na. So it's charana. Charana. Okay, this bad guy we know.
Amen.
It's like Haman, but in Hebrew it's Haman. Like Haman. Haman. Very good. Haman in English is Haman in Hebrew. They took the name and messed it up. Here we go. Ayah. It was. And then this is the evil man. It's on the right side, so it's got to be she. Shin. Rasha. Rasha. Okay? And that is all we have for practicing kamas. We're going to add another vowel, but what's fun about this vowel is it looks very similar to the kamats because it's also got a line, but doesn't have the line down, and it makes the same sound. The same exact sound, pretty straightforward. I want to just to be honest, the Ashkenazi, non-Israeli way of pronouncing the first sound is slightly different than this one. This one is the ah, the other one is slightly different. Not to confuse you, I won't even tell you what it is. But in Israel, any Ashkenazi, any Israeli will pronounce it the way I'm teaching it to you here. It's a much more straightforward way, and in some ways probably more correct. So I'm giving it to you in this way. So again, it's the same. The other one is called kamatz aleph, kamat bet. This is patach. And it makes the same ah sound, patach. Again, it looks like a tongue depressor. You see this under a word and you think, open wide and say, ah. And that can help you pronounce any of these letters. Patach, it makes the ah sound. And they want us to go through all the letters. It doesn't make sense to me, so I'm going to skip a little bit to the slide where they actually mix them up, like this one here. And we'll try to read through this slide, which has both patach, kamatz, and patach sound. They both make the same sound, but just for you to get used to seeing that line and knowing what to do with it. So very top is a patach mem, ma, like manishtana. The next word is very good, because it's cha, chai, chai. We getting it?
Yeah, someone said that the yud is silent mid-sentence. That's just the end, so it's.
This is at the end, exactly. This is the example where it does make a sound, because it's not in the middle. Exactly. Whenever it's in the middle of a word, which hopefully we'll get some examples of that. Yeah.
Commands and contact. We have exact same sound?
In the Israeli or Sephardi tradition, they make exactly the same sound. So you don't have to worry. Like if you, okay, as we get more in, you get more comfortable, I will give you examples. It will be fun to discuss it, but not for now. Okay, chai. This next word is achat.
When are you on?
We're on the top line, the last word. I'll try to use my pointer. Pachad or pachad. It means fear. Very good. Zachal. 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 When you're practicing on your own, take it super slow. Say it a few times. Think you got it. Then click your app or whatever you're doing. Test yourself. That's the only way to learn it. And you'll be really good at it. Like give me a lot of nachas or nachat in Hebrew. Afar. 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 This is Hapa'am. 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 We're doing a bunch of ahs. This is Adam's wife. Her name is Eve. In Hebrew, it's Chava. Chava. Her name is, or Chava. Chava is, here's the first time we're seeing a patach and a kamatz in the same word. They both make a Chava. Saba, a grandpa. Shabbat. Shabbat. Something we eat on Shabbat. Challah. Very good. It's in the prayer of the Modani. Rabba Kamunatecha. This is the dad. Abba. Very good. Abba. A bride. Kala. And then matzah. I don't know why they put it so close to the challah, but it's matzah. Okay. Let us see what we've got here. Okay, these are going to be examples. We're going to use it. This is for more practice. It is important for us to practice a little bit during class. So when you go home, you retain it a little bit. But there are some things here that are good to practice as well. Like, for example, that word there. You see the third word on the top line? Shama, almost like Shema, but it's Shama. The ayin there is silent. It's not pronounced. I'm sure in certain communities, they give the ayin a little bit of an ah, but it's Shama. Let's look at these. The second line here, right here on the first word. Yada. Yada. Very good. It means to know. The next one. Kara. To tear. Kara. Let's do the next word for fun. Chayav. And the last word on that line. Shabbat. 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 Okay. Let's do two more words on the second line, on the third line here. Yam. So what would it mean? Very good. Hayam. No, you did it right the second time, which is great. Self-correct is the best way. And then the second word here? Sarah. We actually had that word before. Beautiful. Any other word that we know? Let's do two more words. We'll push in here. Actually, very good. This next word here? Amar. Amar means to say, Amar. And then finally? Bachar. 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 Amar is to speak. Bachar means to choose. Bachar. Hashem chose us. Bachar. Banu bacharta. You choose. Okay. Let's do the last word on this slide. Shalach. 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 Sorry, Kevin.
It seems to me that the first one.
Kamatz.
The kamatz. You pronounce it ah, and the other one as ah. O and ah.
Ah.
So it's not the same sound.
You're sharing with us the Ashkenazi pronunciation. The Ashkenazi pronunciation is for kamatz. It's not a sound that you make often in the English language, like umbrella. It's going to confuse us, and there is really no need. If you say Shabbat, or you could say Shabbat. or Shabbos. It's a different, slightly different pronunciation. It's the same word and it sounds very similar. We're going to stick with the ah. But if you wanted to practice with an ah like umbrella, you're welcome to.
And when you read the Siddur, does it really make a difference? How you,
It will sound different. Like it'll take time for someone in our shul that was brought up without the Ashkenazi way to listen to me daven, because I'm going to throw them off completely with the us. But is it amen or is it amen? Right? Amen or But let's do with We're sticking with the So shalach is the last one there. I want you to know because you shouldn't be confused, but you could do it either way. We're going to learn it this way.
The last letter never has a vowel.
The last letter sometimes has a vowel. I think we had one in a previous, we had a final chaf that had a vowel. It will sometimes have a vowel, but generally it won't. Okay, I think we'll see it. Generally won't have a vowel, you're right. More often, very often. In this case, all of them don't have a vowel. However, think of it. This one does have a vowel. The last sound you're making is la. Just because there is a letter at the end that's silent, it creates the word. For whatever reason, that's how Hashem wants these words to be written, but it's a silent sound, a silent letter at the end. So yes, here it looks like every final letter doesn't have a vowel, but the final sound that's pronounced is a voweled letter. Okay. Let's see if we have something new here. I want to do the first line together. It has some new things. All these are different changes, and some of them will be harder for us than others when one letter comes before the other. The first word is Shana, that we know, but the second one? Afa, very good. And the last one there? Chalav, it means milk in Hebrew, chalav. Okay, let's do the next line. We're also going to have some words we know. Para, I don't know if we know that, it means a cow. But the next one? Sarah or Sarah. Sarah. Very good. Abraham's wife, my mother, Sarah. Let's go if we can get another one here. Okay, let's come to the bottom line here. Here we go. Avaz. Very good. Avaz. 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 In this case, what we would do if we wanted to make, there's two syllables because there's two vowels. So it's and then this one we have to pronounce together. Vaz. So it's avaz. The next one. Hagan. 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 This is a 3-syllable word. Take it slow. Va. Ta. Nach. Va. Ta. Nach. Va. Ta. Nach. And the last word also. Very good. Habasar. Habasar. Very good. See what we have here that we want to pull out. Let's do our shins and sins. The last word. Oh, they're all really good. They're all long. What's coming up next? Okay, this is our last line for this vowel, and then we'll add the next sound. Let's do the top line here. Vayarach. Very good. And let's jump down one. Sorry, let's jump down 2 to this word here. This is the word that's used. I don't know if we recognize it. Hatzalah. Hatzalah means to save. There's this ambulance service, a volunteer ambulance service in many communities. Religious communities called Hatzalah. 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 Hatzalah means to save.
Save people.
To save people. Hatzalah means like the savior. So it's
Is that the rescue people?
the rescue. Very good. Yes. The volunteer ambulance services in many Jewish communities are called the Hatzalah because they come to save. Okay, let's go on to our next vowel.
Okay. Oh, no.
It's going to be a lot of fun. This vowel is also under the letter like we had with the previous one, but instead of being a line or a line and then a line, then a horizontal and a vertical line, this is 2 dots under the letter, and it's called Tseirei. Tseirei. Tseirei, the sound of Tseirei, as in the name of the letter, is as in the name of the vowel is A, like we said, bait. Remember that? Bay, A. And the hint here is it looks like a pair of shades. Shades. When you see those two dots, think of them as a pair of shades, and it makes the shay, the A sound. It's not as straightforward as the tongue depressor, but this is the A. You see the two dots, you say, wow, it looks like a pair of shades. Those are like shades, shades, A. Don't say glasses, it's not gonna help you. Shades. You have to use shades. If you have another example, someone has another word that would help to figure this out, we'd love to add it, but here, the best I've got with shades, a pair of shades is A. The color that goes with this is gray. Every vowel, I'd like to do color. A pair of shades is the tsere sound, tsere vowel, and it makes A. And let's try to apply it to our letters. Try to leave the out. We'll bring it back later. Let's get into the A world. And we're going to start slowly. Let's try to do this together and slowly. A, bay, oy vey, gay, not the night, but the day. Hey, my good friend. Again, oy vey, zay, zay, zay. In Yiddish, zay means them. Zay, zay, zay. Hey. It's a tea kettle. Tay, very good. Yay. Oh, that's another hint that we've used in Hebrew school in the past. You think of like two hands in the air and going, yay. That's also, it's the same sound. Shades or yay is the tsere. So yay, K, K, lay, may I, may, say that, yeah. This is the ayin. You could just pronounce the vowel if you think of it that way, A, or you could say the ayin is so it's A, like an owl. It's not a yay, it's an A. Oh, I get what you're saying. I told you that the vowel itself makes A, makes yay. Yay is just a hint to remember the A sound, the A vowel. So you have to think of A. Think of the letter A, but it doesn't give you, the sign doesn't tell you that. The two dots under a word, under a letter, it makes A, or it tells it to go the A direction. In this case, the ayin is not sounded out. A. Let's go to the next one. Hey, you gotta pay for that. Day, and that's even, these are the names of the letters. Say, very good. This is a hard one. Say is hard. Say, like say, Ray. Say. That's okay. Ray. Shay. Say it again. Yes. Say, very good. And then tay, and then again tay. Tay, tay. Shay, say, tay, say. Who wants to do this really quick? A, B, B, G, day. Hey, B, Z, Hey, tay, K, K, Le, Me, Ne, Say, Fe, Fe. Okay. Anyway, it was like a sound. It was like a song. So I know it. Hey, baby, you're pretty good. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, we're gonna mix them up. It's gonna feel a little bit like, why are we going through this? But it's worth it. I'm just gonna look at the time so I know. After this, we have one more vowel. It's gonna be good. Okay, let's do this together. Let's do the first line together, starting from the zayin. Zay, 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 nay, a, tay, k, lay, and this is the letter itself. Pay, bay, very good. Say, very good. That's a hard one. And then this is the circular say, very good. You don't see a final mem here. because the final mem is never going to have a vowel, just for fun. Not even a comma, sir. Okay, say. Okay, let's go to our next slide here. This slide is just the A. Oh, no, it's not. Oops. Let's mix them up. Okay, but let's do the first line together. The first line is going to have a short sound at the end of the word. Let's start with the first word there up on top. Very good. Right to left. So think of the first letter, first aleph, and then add the short sh at the end. H. H. It means fire. H. H. And the next one is Sheish is the letter 6 in Hebrew. Sheish. 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 There's actually 6 little heads there. That's cute. I never thought of that. The next one. Eight. Eight. Eight.
Like eight.
Eight like a pretzel. Eight means a tree. Eight. Like no, eats. Similar. Eight. Let's get the last one here. This one has both the silent yud and then know that this one actually both of them are silent. Think of it. Zay, say. There's no way you can't pronounce that yud. The end of the a sound is a y. So zay, say. So they had a rule there that when it ends with a yud, you make the sound. That's only when it could sound out. So that's why I said it's almost like natural. Zay, say. There's just like a zayin and a taf. Or sorry, I confused you. Very good. I'm sorry about that. That's my Ashkenazi self. Stick it in there. Zayte. Zayte. No. Very good. Thank you for correcting me. Okay, here we're going to our next one. A, say. Eight, say. Our next one. May. My brother Mayor, when he was little, we used to call him May. I'm not sure why. Like Mayor, May. It sounds cute. May. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of blend. If you get this word, you have the whole thing. So we may have to do this very slow. You may see this word and say, hey, 1 second. 2 dots is shades or yay. It's the A sound. So this is A, and that's the tongue depressor. Make ah, sa. The hey is silent. So it's, what did I do the first time? Eitza. So that's you want to do that slow. Eitza. Let's go to our next word here. Again, 2 silent letters. Reka. Reka. This is my little daughter's name. It's a shin. She's always right. Shayna. Shayna Madel. Shayna also means sleep. Okay. Very good. Teva. Teva is actually the name that what the ark, the Noah's Ark is Noah's Teva in Hebrew. The Teva. Teva is an ark. Teva. Rema. A. Ma. And then our final one on the line. It has a pimple or what did we say? A penny. Peya. Very good. What we didn't do yet is give us a short sound at the end of a word with 2 different vowels. We're going to do that in our next slide. But let's finish this whole slide together. De'a. Very good. Yay. Yera. And then this is the first time in the slide where we're switching them. The v at the end, the vav. Kaveh. If we do a little davening, the 2-liner before the Ein Kelokenu starts Kaveh. Kaveh El Adonai. Okay. Our next slide here is going to give us, we're going to get into it. But this is good. If you notice, the first ones are practice we did ourselves. Here we're doing it as a group, but we're doing the practice and the learning together. Let's start from the very top here.
Amen.
Ame, the yud again is not needed.
Amen.
Gale. Gale, very good. Or gale. Gale or gale. Either way is fine. Where you pronounce it, it's like if you say apple. Do you say apple or you say an apple? Apple. Depending on the word. So that's, in this case, it just either way is fine until you learn the words gale, aye, or aye. Aye. Do you say amen or do you say amen?
Amen.
All the same. Yay. Not to confuse it. Yay. Let's go to the next one. Sorry. Tea kettle. Mate. Very good. Ba. Day. Next word. Hake. And then the middle letters of vav. No problem. Save. Save. Let's go come down here. Now it's going to get a little more challenging. Ale, we good. And the next one. A. Raid. A. Raid. We came back to two stairways. A. Raid. When you do your practice, you can do this super slow. Super slow. A. Raid. Next one. Let's get rid of the yud. Remember, as no vowel. May. Ain. May. Ain. May. Ain. The yud is silent. May. Ain. One syllable. A second syllable. May. Ain. And our final word here. Te-laid. 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 We have another. Ya'er. We give our mouths a second to relax. Achel. Achel. It's actually a very hard sound to put out there. Achel. And then chametz. Like chametz. Chametz. Matzah. Chametz. Okay. And is this a new one? No? Like, we're not doing okay? Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, we're gonna do, I think it's 2 more slides on this one, and then we'll throw in our last vowel and we'll call it a night. Let's start at the top here. Ba, tail, ba, tail. Kevan. Kevan, very good. Like Kevin. Kevan is probably in Hebrew. Kevan, beautiful. So this is it. Kevan, and their final word in that line. Me'az. Kevan could mean since. It's not like sit or since or from when. I don't know if it has another translation. Me'az. This is a bad guy, a bad player in the Bible. It's Esau, but it's Esav in Hebrew. Esav. Esav is Jacob's brother or Yaakov's brother. Esav. The next one. Acher. 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 Chazek. Chazek is not chazak, but very close. Chazek. We're blending really nicely here. Very good. Yachei. Yachei. That ches with the tzere is hard to do. Rachem. This one is one of the famous prayers we do on Rosh Chodesh. Hallel. Good. Hallel. Da. Bear. Bear. Let's get through this. Let's go through this a little quicker. So we're gonna do like this. Us four here, Samantha, Dorothy, Kevin, and Shlomo is gonna do the first syllable, and the other four is gonna do the second syllable. Okay, just for fun. Let's do it. May. Al. Shay.
Ar,
Char,
Nei,
Nei,
Sar,
Neitzach,
Ei,
Amel. Amel. Okay, and our final slide for the Seirei. They're trying to throw us off here, but I think we can handle this thing.
There.
Here they're throwing in some comments. It's a lot of different stuff, but we could do this as long as you break it slowly. Like I said before, it's really one syllable at a time, but it just throws you off when it looks long. Da, daber, abed, abed. This is the 3-syllable word.
Ei,
Very good. The g at the end, so it's va, ya, gade. Va, ya, gade, like Gatorade. Va, ya, gade. Last one. This is shades, shade. So it's yay, chel. Yay, chel. Yay, chel. This is a. Second line. Shades. Very good. This is like incredible. You're jumping into so much. Next word. Very good. Very good. Ba'aser. This is an AIA again. Very good. Yay, mer. And our final word on this line. Okay, we're gonna jump one word under Vayapel. We're gonna go just under Vayapel, the last word here. So it's a, ha, te, va. We had the word teva before. Ha, teva. Ha in Hebrew means the. The beginning of a word it means the. Instead of an extra word, it's the teva. Ha, teva. Ha, teva. Rosh ha shana. Ha shana, the year. Ha teva. Let's do this. We're going back. Okay, let's do the last 4 together. Na, ha, nacha, al, har, Ararat. Ararat is the name of one of the mountains in the desert. Har Ararat. Ararat. So a lot of Oz there. Okay. And our final vowel for today. This is all we have to know for the next week. This vowel is not 2 dots, but 3 dots. It has a triangular look, and we're gonna, very good. It's called segol, segol, and think of the first sound of segol, the S sound. Segol, and it looks like some eggs. Here they say 3 eggs. The eggs drop. Eggs. It's gonna help us because it's It's a good one. Eggs. You see 3 of those, you think 3 eggs drop out of the nest. Eggs. So it's Segol is the eggs. The 2 are the shades. The line, the vertical, the horizontal line is a. So we have bat, bait, bet. Just for fun and that. 3 eggs. We're doing this until the end of the night. No, I'm kidding. Until it means to say we have the next 20 minutes or so. So let's focus on here. We're going to do this in order. It sounds like we got this thing, but if you hear yourself say every letter with this vowel, it's going to help when you get back to it later with another bunch of stuff. Let's start from the top. Aleph is be, Just take a pause. I want to make sure that we don't pronounce this as a, but as So this is ze. If it was a zere, it would be zay. But this is not zay. This is ze, almost like Z-E-H. Ze. 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 Vav is ze. Zayin is ze. I'm hearing a little zay from the crowd here. The next one is che. Kevin, say che.
That's what they said.
I heard a che. Che. No, I just want to make sure you got this. Che. The last one is te. Very good. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to single you out here.
You were right.
Ke. Che. Le. It sounds heavier in our throat. Le, like let it be. Le, meh, 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 M-E-H, meh, meh, meh. It's the S sound like eggs, but at the beginning. Meh, 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 se. Dorothy, how are you doing? Okay. This is the sound itself, like eggs, the iron, peh. It means a mouth in Hebrew, peh. Se. You're not, se. Okay? Se. We got this. Se. Cat. How would we do cat with a tsere? How would we do the kuf with a tsere, sorry? If there was just 2 dots. K. Now there's 3 is? Cat. If it was the line? Ka. K. Cat. Cat. Re. Chef, like a chef. 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 Chef would be chef with the final thing. Chef. Se. Se. And se. If you think of fe, it's actually right. Se. Who wants to rattle it off? Sorry. Okay. Like 1 minute of me. Okay, here we go. Let's do it out of order. We can see it's super important, but we can see how you have to do it really slow, but it will catch. Okay. Meh. Let's go here with the cuff. The cuff. Ke. Sama. Se. Bet. Sadik is se. Ke. Ke. Try not to go off to the I or to the A. It's like the eggs. If you had to spend the few minutes just it's ke. This is where we're at right now. We're supposed to be walking slow. Okay. Very good. Yeah, very good. De. Like dead. De. She like chef. Fe. Fe. We don't do that. Nah. The worst thing my father would ever say. Fe. Fe. Like. Yeah. What everyone writes today. Le. Like let my people go. Le. Se. Te. And let's do our last line here. The. It's the. The. With the vav. Let's go to the next one. Ta, the tea kettle going. Ge. Zigzag. Ze. Hey. Ha. Ta and re. Okay.
The vet and the
Vav.
sound the same.
Sound the same. Yeah, there's actually one set of 3 letters. What 3 letters sound the same? If 2 of them are one of the last 2. Oh no, it's actually, sorry. Forget it. Just 2. Just 2. We have a few 2. We have 3. Sorry. Tet, taf, and taf. Tet, taf, and taf. Samach and a sin. Okay, chet and a chaf. Okay, let's go into our next one here. We're doing segel. I think they're going to leave us. Yeah, thank you for doing that. We're going to just have a short sound at the end, starting from et. The next one, we know the next one, I think. Ben. People have the name Ben. Ben means the son of. Ben. Shell. Red. Like the sound red. If you know another word, it's like, okay, you're red. Red, we know it's not red. Nets, like a bunch of nets, a bunch of fishing Nets. That's the nets.
Lev.
Lev. Let's do it slow. Beged. Very good. Beged. Kesef. Kesef. It means money. Delet. Delet. Knock on the delet. It's a door. Delet. Hamotzi. Lechem. Lechem. Next word. Shemesh means the sun. Shemesh. Sheleg. Shake a leg. Sheleg. Sheleg. Rechev. 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 Geder. Very good. Rem. And the final word is emet. Emet. That was in our class 2. We said truth. Emet is the first, the middle, and the last letter. Emet. This is how it would be written with 2 segals. Okay? Let's make it challenging for us finally. Almost. We're going to get there. Let's start from the top. I'm going to step back a little bit so I can see better without blocking. Okay, we got it. Let's start from the very top here. Refet. Refet. Geshem. Deresh. Who could find the word zeche? Zeche on the second line. Zeche. The last one. Zeche. Very good. What's the word before zeche? Let's do it together. Ben men. Where's the word erev? Erev. Erev. Second from the right. Exactly. What's the middle one? You got it. Yareh. Very good. Yareh.
Which is Yareb? This.
The middle one, sorry. The middle word here is yareh. Are we seeing the dot, that little dot? Coming up? And then the first word we didn't do, the first word of the second line. This is a vav, so it's vered. Vered, it means a rose. Beautiful, vered. Okay, now let's bring it together. This is not going to bring any tseres, so it's going to be and ah. We can do this. You should have a card, by the way, for each of these slides. There should be a card. I think.
You have to know which one.
Try to keep them in order so that it does progress, and they have to do a very good job bringing it in slowly. Like you'll see here that they're not going to give you any end sounds. They want to give you a chance to learn those. Okay, let's start from the third line.
Ella.
Ella. Ella. Everyone say it together.
Ella.
Ella. Next word.
Esa.
Esa. Esa. Beautiful. Esa. The next one. Yafeh. Do we know that word a little? Yafeh.
That's a woman.
Yafeh means beautiful. Yafeh. Yafeh. Yafeh Mo'od very means very beautiful. Mo'od is a lot. Very. Yafeh. Next one is. Na'eh also means nice. Na'eh. The last word. It's a z at the end. Vazeh. Let's give it va and then zeh. Zeh. So vazeh. On the last line here. Perfect. You got it right on. Geza. 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 And then the middle one. Seva. Color. Seva. Gema. 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 Seva. Gema. Very good. Let's go to our next one. Oh, here we got. We know this word. Top of the line. Pesach. If it had a tzere, we would say Pesach. But if it has a segel, we say Pesach. The next word is Echad means one. Shem is Echad. Kemach. 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 Very good. Atem. You guys. Atem. The next one is Hashem. Hashem means the name. Hashem. We don't say God's name. We say the name. Hashem. Hashem.
It's an easy word.
Asher, like Asher Kiddush Danu. Asher. And then the last word is? Okay, now we're doing a segel and a tzeri. Give us each one on its own. First is she, and then the last one is Cain, like holding a cane. So it's shekain. Shekain. Let's give us the third shekain. The third line.
Shemay.
Very good, Shemay. You're the best.
Some of them.
Shekates. If you're like falling over yourself, just split the word.
Case.
Shekates. Shekates. The third word on the third line. Egel. Egel. Means a little laugh. Egel. A little laugh. A little cat. Egel.
Which is Agel?
This word here.
Oh, I thought you said the next.
Egel. And then the final word on that line.
Asa.
Asaph. Not Esav, that's the bad guy. Asaph. Okay, and then the bottom one here. Sefer. Like a Sefer Torah. Why does the Torah go in an ark? So you can have a Sefer Torah. No, I'm kidding. Sefer. Okay, the middle one.
Asher.
Asher.
Amen. Amen.
A. Mek. 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 A Mek. 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 You're allowed to. Mek is Yiddish word. You're allowed to. I think that's it, by the way. After this, we're done. This is the last slide we had for the day. And
Good.
then we take it home. We learned today 3 sounds, 4 vowels. I think we'll be okay. Let's do this together. We have 10 more minutes. Okay, let's take a moment, maybe just a moment, so that we could rest for a second. I'm gonna say a word. You can try to find it. So instead of having to do this together, then we'll run through it.
Bakaretz.
I found the word. What? This is how we rest.
No, Bakaretz.
Ba'aretz. Ba'aretz. Who here can give us a word? Read a random word. We'll try to find it. Go for it. Sandy. You got it. Lamad. Anyone can find lamad? Give us the
Right
line.
there.
Very good. Third bottom one. Very good. How about
Aleichem.
Aleichem? Like Shalom Aleichem. Where is it? Which line?
Second line.
Middle.
Second line center. Very good one. Someone else throw. Alex, give us one. It's very close. You got to try again. Can't let you know. But that's a long one. That's a 4 syllable. That's the longest one we've learned. Say it again.
Perek.
Very good. Anyone see Perek?
Bottom.
Bottom corner. Very good. How about Chazak? Like we say at the end, when we finish the Torah, we say Chazak, Chazak.
The
It
last
even
one.
has an exclamation point they put in there. Chazak, it means strong, strength. Yes. Yes, very good. Chazak. Hayeled. Which line? Third. Very good. Hayeled. Go for it. You want to give us one? You want to give us a word? Or Samantha, give us a word.
I'm not that fast.
Okay, no problem. If you come with a word, you'll say it, okay? Rowena, you want to give us a word? You could do it. I know you could do it.
Lamed. At the bottom.
No, don't tell us where it is, just say it. Yes, she's gonna give us another one. Oh,
Lamed.
it's not med. Self-correct.
Slama.
Ma.
Mad.
Very good. Lamad, very good. Jessica. Vayasem. This is a tough one. This guy is pulling out hard ones. Which one is it? Vayasem. Which line?
Third line.
Third line. Very good. Which
Second
word? Second word. Vayasem. What's barega? Barega. Where's that one? Barega.
On the top.
Top. Very good. Top center. Okay, let's read together the last word on the first line. First line, third word. Let's read it together. May, a. Very good. May Aden. May Aden. Let's come back to here. The first word on the second line. Bateled. And then the word in the middle, we know this word. Shalom Aleichem. The last word on the second line. Let's split it up. Ba. This is a sego, so it's got to be some eggs or yeah. Not yay. It's an egg. Nefesh. Nefesh. Ba nefesh. Sometimes it's good to work backwards. Fesh. Nefesh. Ba nefesh. Let's come back. Haremez. Right? The end is a z, a zayin. Haremez. Haremez. Next one. Vaya. Vayasem. Vayasem. This one we did already. Yeled. Has the yeled. Means a child. Next one. Two A's. La mad. Then final line. Perek. Now this is the longest word. It's a 4-syllable word, 5-letter word. Let's split it up. May, pa, ra, shat. May parashat. May parashat. Or may parashat. May parashat. Next word. Vayera. It's one of the parshas, right? Vayera. 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 And then the final word. Chazak. Chazak. Okay? Taking this home. Practice, practice, practice. We have 3 sounds. 3 sounds we're doing. Try to listen to yourself and say, am I really doing it right? Am I doing something else? Is it an E or is it an A? Take it slow. Do a magic trick. When you come back, pull it out of the hat. We won't even know what you did. Okay. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I made these slides, but I decided against it because I think it's going to throw you off when you do the English. But just for fun, I did that the tseire is like in bait, it would be the A, or in bet, it would be the eh. So in Hebrew, the vowel actually tells the letter what to do. In English, we'll tell a child it's b, et, bet. But here it's bet. Bet. Okay, I'm not going to confuse you with it.
Right.
Here we go. Okay, we'll see you next week. 10 minutes of practice a day.
Thank you.
Of course.